Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today's Friday, January 13th. Happy Friday. It is 6:22 right now. Market's going to open in about 8 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly. So we had a big push to the downside right here at pre-market. We did have some news. The Fed was speaking about an hour ago. So a lot of this movement is based off things that have happened, behind the scenes. So I'm going to go ahead and mark up a couple of things that we can look out for. However, I don't think we're going to be looking for the breakout, or we won't be looking for it directly on open. We might mark it up, or I'll mark it up and then we'll see how it plays out. And then if we like it, then we'll take it. But for the most part, I'm going to hold off on it. Or if I do take it, I'll probably take it for a partial entry, probably even move my stop loss and profit as price continues to, move it. So, well, I mean, we'll see in a few what it looks like. But right now, I think we should probably hold off on the breakout 2.0 because a lot of this stuff was all this big movement here was based off news. So I'm just gonna finish setting up this room, and I think we're pretty much good to go. So I think I'm ready to send this link out to you guys here in the premium. This link sent out to you guys here. All right, so it looks like people are making their way in right now. We got a few moments for people to join in. This is here. All right, cool. All right, guys. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Today's Friday, January 13th. It is 6:24 right now. Market's going to open in about 6 minutes. So let's see who's here so far. Morning, Ruin. Morning, Ben Hartwig. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Peter. Morning, everybody. As you guys can see from the screen, market pushed pretty heavy this morning. There was news pre-market. So a lot of this movement happened due to pre-market movement and pre-market news. And you probably want to be careful with this breakout 2.0. So I don't think I'll be taking the breakout 2.0 today. I'll be marking it up. And if I do take it, I'll probably take it a little later, not like right away, like what we did yesterday. Because when you get a lot of movement like this based off news, then odds of it moving unusually are very likely. So I'm probably going to hold off on this. If I do take it, it'll probably be for a partial move and or probably I'll probably be moving the stop loss and profit. So it's for one, I'm not going to be taking the entry right away. And for two, if I do take it, I'm probably going to take it for either a partial move or I'll be moving my stop loss and profit as it moves up. Because we might get some erratic push right here on open. I'll go ahead and mark up news in a little bit. It was kind of big news events that happened. We had the Fed speak over here at 4:30 a.m. And then we had import prices right here at 5:30. And then we have more high impact news coming up at 7. So we got a lot of news coming up today. And it's, obviously a lot riskier than usual. So let's see who's here so far. Morning, Rashida. Morning, Maria. Morning, Douglas. Morning, T. Morning, everybody. Anyways, let me go here and mark up the news price. We had the Fed speaking at 4:30. I'm not going to mark that up because we don't have a necessary, he didn't necessarily push price exactly at 4:30. The real news came up, over here at 5:30. So news is right here at 5:30. So that is going to be news price. And we got market opening up in about 4 minutes. So we had news right there at 5:30. And then we also have news over here at at 7 and 8. So next news event is coming up over here at 7 o'clock. All right, so let's go to the higher time frames real quick. Looking over here on the 10, 30, and 1. For the breakout 2.0, you want to confirm the overall trend on these time frames. So looking over here on the 10-minute, it's currently bearish. Obviously, price is below the pivots. Trend meter is red. Pivots are angling down. Same with this on the 30-minute. Price is below the pivots. Trend meter is red. Pivots are angling down. And over here on the 1 hour, you can see it's not really confirmed yet, but we can assume that it is bearish because price is below the pivots. And the pivots are starting to angle down. However, the trend meter down here is still blue, so it's neutral. Other than that, we'll see where this plays out. So we're looking for a sell here on the breakout 2.0. But, due to this big drop, price might retrace up kind of heavy before coming back down. So I don't think I'll be planning on taking it right away, guys. If anything, I'll wait for a retracement like we did yesterday. And then if I really want to enter the trade, I'll enter for a late entry. And what I'll probably be doing is taking partial entries within the move. So I probably won't be taking the full move, but I'll probably be taking, partial moves within it. And if I do hold it for a little bit longer, I'll probably move with stop loss and profit or use a trailing stop, so I can protect my position. Because even if we do take the breakout 2.0 here, you got to keep in mind that we do have high impact news in about 30 minutes after open. So you want to be very careful. So I'm marking this up right here, guys. Market is going to open in about 1 minute and 20 seconds, but I probably won't be taking this breakout 2.0 for the full move. I'll probably wait for it to retrace. And then as it comes back down, I'll probably just trickle my way in for some partial movements, or I'll move my stop loss and profit with the trailing stop as price moves down lower. Because the thing that I'm worried about is if you hold on to this trade for too long, it's going to be 6:30. By 7 o'clock, when the high impact news comes up, we have Michigan consumer sentiment here in about 30 minutes. This can easily spike price in the opposite direction. So, just be smart about the trade that you guys decide to take. And we'll see where this ends up going. But anyways, market is opening in about 40 seconds, guys. I'll use this here, the initial breakout, like the regular breakout, for a confluence too. If we get a breakout regular here, then this will hopefully give us a better confirmation that price will likely continue to drop. Sorry, guys, market is opening in about 20 seconds. I'm going to put the other requirements for these strategies over here. Momentum scalp failure, momentum scalp variation, and the momentum scalp. All right, guys, market is opening in about 10 seconds. This is the breakout 2.0. As I mentioned, I'm not going to be taking it right away. If I do take it, I'll probably take it for a partial entry, or I'll take it for so I'll be here's a retracement. I'll probably be waiting for it to pull back a little bit, and if it comes back down, then I'll be making entry. But I'm not entering it right away, as I mentioned, because this big drop over here is due for retracement. Price is way overextended below, and it's due to retrace up at least a little bit, kind of like what happened yesterday. So in order to prevent getting caught in a fake out here, I'm going to be waiting for a better confirmation as price continues to move along. So no breakout 2.0 for me just yet. If anything, I'll probably set a sell stop there. I haven't set it up yet, but I will be waiting for it to confirm. And if it does confirm, then I'll probably use that as a confirmation to get into the trade. However, if price corrects back up, then we can start looking for possible buys here. But right now, everything's bearish. So on the 10-minute right here, this is currently bearish at the moment, specifically because price is below the pivots. Trend meter is red. Pivots are angling down. Same with here on the 5-minute, price is below the pivots. Trend meter is red and the pivots are angling down. However, here on the 1 minute, you can see that price is no longer bearish, right? Price is shot all the way up to the upside in correction to this big drop that happened pre-market, and it's continuing to push up. So if price continues to push up higher and higher, then we might have a shift in trend to the upside. And this is exactly why I didn't want to take this trade right here on open for the breakout 2.0, because as I mentioned, price is overextended. We had news over here at 4:30, and then price just continued to drop lower and lower and lower. So yeah, good thing we didn't take the breakout 2.0 right away, because as you guys can see, it's not a very smooth move. So if I do enter into this position, guys, I'll let you guys know, but at the moment, it's not looking like I plan on entering it, because price is obviously pushed up like super high from where it's currently at. So you got that right there. There we go. As price pushes up even higher. So if this is the case, then our buy is going to shift from a sell to a buy. And this is exactly why you don't want to trade when you get these nasty movements pre-market. Because look at this big correction right here. Price is pretty much correcting back to the upside. And we don't really know if price is going to continue and go into a full reversal, or if it's going to just come dropping right back down after it's done pushing. So the main thing to look out for here would be the volume. That's going to be a key thing to look out down here. You can see the volume here is extremely high. So you guys can see how this volume bar is like almost 4 to 5 times bigger than every movement here pre-market. Even though price dropped super heavily, the volume right here is extremely high compared to everything else prior. So good, yeah, no, smart move, Rashida. So Rashida said the regular breakout was a buy, didn't take it though. Yeah, so if that's the case, you don't have a confluence between the 1 minute and the 10-minute breakout 2.0, right? So the breakout 2.0 and breakout 1.0, or whatever you want to call it, the regular breakout, they don't align. Typically when they don't align, that's a clear sign that you should probably just skip this one here. So I'm not going to take the breakout 2.0. I'll leave it marked up here for late entry, but I'm probably not going to take it. I'll just be looking for some scalps on the lower time frames over here. Typically when these two line up, the breakout and breakout 2.0, it's usually going to play out. But since these here don't line up, the breakout regular is ready for a buy. Definitely no possible entry there, because we already had a buy signal right here. This is the same setup that we had yesterday for the breakout. If you guys remembered yesterday, we were looking at the same dilemma. We had pre-market movement, and then we had opposites. Like the breakout would have been a buy, and then this one over here would have been a sell. So we definitely did not take that trade. It went straight to stop loss yesterday, but then it corrected back and then went straight to TP. So we'll see where this goes. The 5 minute here still hasn't confirmed yet, or the 10. We have a pending buy signal here. If this closes with the buy signal, this is going to disrupt our requirements, and we'll have to wait for another confirmation if this does close here. This candle has about 40 seconds left on it. Once this candle closes, we'll determine whether we have to start looking for buys here, or we're going to continue looking for sells. But it looks like we're going to be shifting to buys here because price is pushing up pretty heavily on the 1 minute. But this is the main thing, this momentum signal. If this here closes, this is going to make things different because there's no longer going to be an alignment with regard to overall bias with regard to momentum. So I'm just waiting for this to close here. If this here closes like that, I'll put up the requirements, or we'll look over the requirements, and then I'll show you why everything here is not going to line up, and it's going to be a little more difficult to find a confirmation with regard to our next entry. All right, so we did close with the buy signal there. Let me go ahead and pull up the requirements on the 1 minute. All right, so the first requirement for every strategy here, for the momentum strategies, are basically confirm overall trend, right? And for the momentum scalp variation, momentum scalp, you're looking for trend and momentum. So in order to confirm overall trend and momentum, you got to make sure that the trend is the same on all 3 time frames. Looking over here on the 10 minute, you can see price is currently bearish. And the reason for that is because price is below the pivots, trend meter is red, and the pivots are angling down, right? It's pretty obvious. Looking over here on the 5, we have the same thing, right? Price is in between the pivots, but it's still below. The trend meter here is still red and the pivots are angling down. So this is still bearish for the 10 and the 5. However, looking over here on the 1 minute, this is no longer bearish, right? This is actually bullish because price is above the pivots. The trend meter is green and the pivots are angling up. So with that said, we don't have a alignment of trend here. Everything is pretty much the same on the 5 and 10, but it's not the same here on the 1. For momentum over here, you can see that momentum is still bearish on the 10 minute because the most recent momentum signal is a sell signal. Looking over here on the 5, the most recent momentum signal is a buy, so it isn't aligned. This is a bullish momentum. This is a bearish momentum. This is a bullish momentum, and this right here on the 1 minute is still bullish as well because we have a buy signal here and a pending sell signal. So basically, what we're looking for in all these time frames is we're looking for everything to be bearish on a trend side, and we're also looking for it to be bearish on a momentum side. So unless we have that, we're not going to have any entries. But until we do, we're going to be waiting for that to actually play out. It'll happen eventually, but we just obviously don't have that right now. So for the moment, it's got to sit tight and wait for confirmation here. Nice. Maddie said he took the buys that hit liquidity with high volume. Yeah, no, solid move right there, Maddie. So one thing that a lot of people have been using, and that I even used myself yesterday, was the high-low scalps. If you guys remember that, typically if you have the high lows here, and then you have liquidity hitting, and this goes out pretty much to a lot of our older members who remember this strategy. The strategy still works. I just don't use it as much. But basically, I'm explaining what Maddie hit over here. Maddie hit liquidity when price is pushing up. So price broke and closed above the high lows over here. And then Maddie took a buy as price swung up. It's a risky entry, so it's not necessarily recommended. Yeah, I would apply it if like the trend was aligned. If we had an overall trend and momentum that would swing to the upside. But if we don't have that, typically I'll skip it. But this is what Maddie took. Basically, price pushing up and continuing to the upside. Maddie over here as well mentioned that the SR is hitting. All right, so we're just waiting for a confirmation here, guys. We need to confirm whether price is going to stay above or it's going to correct back down. We don't have that confirmation yet. So we'll see. I mean, everything here is still looking bearish though. So I think this here is just, a temporary push to the upside. And then it looks like price is attempting to make its way back down because it's still bearish here on the 10 and it's still bearish here on the 5. We just have this pending buy signal right here, which is not yet confirmed, direction. So yeah, just a matter of time. Just got to wait for it, watch for it, and see where this is going. Yeah, spread's also 190, as Maddie mentioned. The thing that you guys want to keep in mind too is that we have high impact news coming up at 7 o'clock. So it's 6:38 right now. In about 22 minutes, we're going to have high impact news, and that's probably going to push price again over here. Yeah, about 20 minutes from now, we have high impact news coming up. So first things first, guys, we got to confirm the overall trend, right? Overall trend here is still not all bearish. So the main thing we have to look out for here is for the 1 minute to close somewhere below here. If the 1 minute comes down below here, then we can have a confirmation of an overall bearish trend. Until we get that, we're not going to have a bearish trend yet. This right now in the 1 minute is still bullish. This is bearish and this is bearish. So until we have a confirmation of that trend, there's not going to be any entries here. There's no point in looking for momentum until we have confirmed the first step. So the first step is to confirm the trend. So no entry for that there. The breakout 2.0 is still technically running, as you guys can see. It hasn't hit yet TP or stop loss. It's still technically bouncing around this area. So if price does correct back down, I mean, there is still possible opportunity for late entry below, but there's no confirmation yet, right? I'm not taking it yet, but there is still opportunity for it to come back down. So we just got to wait and confirm to see where price is going. If this 1 minute continues to push up higher, then we want the 5 minute to have price up here and the 10 minute to have price way up here. But you guys can see how far of a push you need to go in order for the 10 minute here to confirm. So price is currently down here. In order for it to confirm, price needs to be up at least 2,000 pips. So that's a big push to the upside. The only way we can really get a big push like that in a quick manner is when the news happens at 7 o'clock over here, time pack news. If price does push, price continue to the this upside, then we'll probably have that push that we need. But right now, it's not looking like we're going to have that move anytime soon because this is a very big push. This is going to be in order for us to confirm a bullish trend, because right now it's still bearish. You see price is pretty far below on the 10 over here. So in order for us to be above and switch our bias to a buy, we need price to be way up here. And that's going to take some time before it reaches that point. Unless news over here pushes price only to the upside, or if it brings it back down, either way, we'll be waiting for a confirmation here. Yeah, Sisu City, when it aligns, it pretty much has a 1% hit rate. Yeah, and I agree, Sisu. That's why we're waiting for that. Maddie over here mentioned, I'm getting lots of slippage on my MT4, getting half points. Spread is 190, going to wait for it to race down. 63% short, spiked up to stop sellers. Yeah, Sisu City, it's definitely an indicator as to how the daily is going out there. Definitely sitting on hands for a bit as well. Yeah, no, same here, Sisu. Just going to wait for this. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat, but we don't have any confirmation of trend and momentum yet. we still have this buy signal here on the 5 minute, so we just don't have it. I think price may slow down because it looks like volatility down here on the 1 minute is starting to slow down. We'll just focus on the 1 minute here. As you guys can see, the volume meter down here is starting to get lower and lower and lower because the volatility is starting to die down pretty heavy. So pretty much just waiting for this here to play out. Once it plays out, we can start looking for entries. All right. Still nothing here yet. Yeah, the volatility is starting to die down a lot. You guys can see the volume here is starting to taper off, and the candles here are starting to get smaller, and they're starting to have bigger wicks. So what I can see here is that it looks like price pretty much just faked out. So price is pretty much dropping for a heavy drop pre-market right here. And then on open, price pretty much just spiked up to fake people out. I think it looks to lure people into these buys here. And what happened was people did not get, enough people got pulled into it. Now price is going sideways. So as price goes sideways right here and it starts to range, it's preparing for a breakout to the upside or a breakout to the downside, which will probably happen right here on news price. Let me take a look at retail sentiment real quick. We haven't looked at sentiment in a long time. So sentiment over here, where is US30? All right, US30 is currently 63% short. So if you guys remember how to use this, this basically indicates where the retail traders are trading. So there's 63% of retail traders who are currently selling, and we typically want to do the opposite and buy, because majority of people don't really do well with trading for the most part. So I'm expecting price to actually continue up higher now that we've seen this here. So we'll see what happens here in the moments leading to news price over here. But it looks like we might get a correction back up higher. I was kind of expecting price to drop more, but now that I've seen this, I think price will eventually push up higher. It might not happen right now, but it's probably going to happen eventually. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but I think eventually throughout the week, price will correct back up. Yeah, because technically price is supposed to be up here. So I'm going to move this out of the way because I'm not in this position. But price is technically supposed to be up here. You can see where price started to drop pre-market, right? So price is pretty much just ranging around this area right here. This whole up area right here. And then pre-market prices started dropping heavily. And then it looks like it may need to correct. So this is going to be the area of correction up here. So basically, in order for price to be back to where it's supposed to be, price needs to push up to this point and then go sideways. That's basically what we're looking for here. So yeah, this is kind of what I'm anticipating, because everything here is looking for, it looks like it's ready and due for a correction, but who knows? We'll see what happens in the next couple minutes or so. We have news coming up in 15 minutes here. Everything here is still kind of looking like it's starting to correct back to the upside. You can see here on the 1 hour, price kind of dropped for like the past 2 hours, and then now it's correcting way back up. So we might have a buy here. And these are on the higher time frames. So basically this area right here is the area of correction. Stephanie's asking, hi, how do I access to use your indicators on TradingView? So you need access to them. If you want access to these indicators, or if you already have access, you just go to indicators here, go to your invite only scripts, this tab, and then you'll see all the indicators right here labeled with the K2. These are going to be the indicators that I've created and the indicators that we use here. If you don't have access to it yet and you want access to it, go to the website, kodikaitrades.com, click on unlock your free access. And then when you click on this here, it'll provide you options with how to unlock the indicators. There's a free intro course if you just want to learn the strategies, but if you want access to the actual indicators, You can go to pricing down here, and it's going to be the second option. This is for the strategies and the indicators. This is just for the live sessions, and this is for the indicators. So whichever you prefer, if you want to try them out and see if you like them, you can check out the free access and see if it's something that you'd like to add to your trading arsenal. So, all right, guys, price is finally correcting back up. You can see right here on the 10-minute, price is correcting right back to this correction area. So you can see this is where price was going, and then pre-market prices dropped super heavy, and now it's coming back to where it's supposed to be, this area right here. So it does not look like we're going to be taking this breakout 2.0 for a late entry. I mean, price is too far up at this point. It's not an area where I want to be trading to begin with. Yeah. So good thing we didn't take the breakout 2.0. This is one sign when you should probably avoid a breakout 2.0. If you have a big push like this, because price will likely correct back to where it was prior to that big push, which is going to be up here. Let's go back to the 1 minute. So back on the 1 minute over here, let's see if the 5 and 10 have confirmed. This would have been a good high-low scalp right here, Maddie. I don't know if you saw it. There was no confirmation of trend yet. That's why I wasn't looking to take it, but as a continuation, nice. Sisuke actually caught it. Yeah. This is the strategy that I was applying yesterday. We don't apply this during the live session anymore. I just apply these 3 strategies. But if you guys have been following me for a while, you know I have a lot of strategies here that we used to previously use that still work perfectly fine. So the strategy for this one right here would have been the high-low scalp. This one right here. It'd be a little difficult because we couldn't confirm the overall bias. The step 1 wasn't met yet. But if you guys know the original strategy, this would have been it right there. So unfortunately, we couldn't take it because there's no confirmation and it doesn't fit along this criteria. So just a reminder, guys, these are the only strategies that I'll be applying during the live session. I'm doing this to pretty much prevent any confusion so that you guys know exactly what to follow and what we're looking for. But if you guys are an old member, you guys know that I have a ton of strategies that you can use if you're aware and familiar with them. So the only official entries that we're looking for here are going to be these strategies right here. You guys can apply whichever strategy you like if you guys know any of my other strategies. And I'll be applying some of them sometimes in the background if I feel like they're a very high quality trade. But for the most part, we're just focusing on these right here. So in order for us to have an entry for any of these strategies, we need to confirm the overall trend, right? Let's go back to the 5 minute and 10 minute. You can see right here on the 1 minute, it's currently bullish. And the reason for that is because price is above the pivots, the trend meter is green, and the pivots are angling up. Looking over here on the 5 minute, you can see that price was bearish, but now it's above the pivots. However, the trend meter here is still red, and the pivots have not confirmed that it's shifting to the upside just yet. So although it is shifting to the upside, it has not confirmed yet, right? It's bullish on the 1 minute, it's neutral here on the 5 minute, and it's neutral here on the 10 minute, because you can see here on the 10 minute that price is still in between the pivots. The trend meter is still red, and the pivots are not technically angling up as we like it to yet. So right now, there's no alignment of trend. Until we have an alignment, we can't look for any entries here. So we're pretty much just waiting for a confirmation before we can start looking for entries. But when the market, the news opens right here at 7 o'clock, this might push price, in one direction or the other. So we're pretty much we're just waiting. Well, for the most part, we're waiting because we can't take any of these entries here. And these are the main entries that we're looking to take. So yeah, if you guys are familiar with the other strategies, you guys are more than welcome to apply whichever strategy you like. But for the most part, here on this specific live session, I'm only looking for these 3 types of entries. The first entry that we'll get will be this one, because they do come in order. So first entry would be the momentum scalp failure. But until we have the overall trend, we can't move on to step 2 yet. We're still on step 1. Yeah, Maddie said might go sideways here. Natasha said she caught it for a partial. Nice. Kenny said it's snowing outside where I'm at. Good luck, Kenny. Yeah, the storm moved away from us over here in Southern California. So thankfully it stopped raining. I think the storm is supposed to start up again, but thankfully it's not snowing out here. Eunice mentioned maybe you should add a requirement to the breakout too that it isn't heavy news day. Yeah, and I agree with you too, Eunice, because yesterday was a heavy news day too, And that trade ended up going complete opposite, right? So I think that's a key thing to add to the requirements. Like yesterday we had CPI news and price did the complete opposite, right? So thankfully we knew about this and we didn't take any trades because obviously it was a heavy news day. So I agree with you too, Eunice. I think it should be avoided on a heavy news day because you can't really confirm whether it's going to go one direction or the other. So that's actually a requirement that I will be adding onto it. I was thinking about adding onto it the other day, yesterday actually, because we would have gotten burnt if we took that trade. Oh, actually, it's already here. See, Eunice, I didn't even realize that. So it's already on the requirements, Eunice. It says no, avoid entries on pre-market high impact news days. So yesterday was a pre-market high impact news day because it was inflation news, CPI. And then today we had the Fed speak pre-market. And then we also had high impact news as well. So yeah, there's actually a requirement there to avoid today's trade and to avoid yesterday's trade. So definitely. PC is asking, maybe a requirement should be not to take 2.0 if oversold or overbought. I don't think that's like one of the good requirements, because if you guys will see, I mean, and I'll show you for RSI, I don't think the RSI is really going to be that useful, because you can see here sometimes when price reaches like oversold or overbought, it still continues to push up higher, right? So for example, here price pushed up, it retraced a little bit, but it retraced only slightly before it continued back up. So like for example, right here, right? This is a clear example on Tuesday. So on Tuesday, we had a breakout over here. Price was overbought, right? On this candle, we took this breakout right here. So if we were to follow that requirement, PC, we would have missed the entire entry, because this entry over here was the one that we took on Tuesday, which we had full TP. But if we were to follow that requirement, just because it's overbought, we would have missed this entire full move right here. So I don't think that's one of the requirements that would be good. I don't even like the RSI. I don't think RSI is a good indicator. It's probably one of the worst indicators to use. I know a lot of people like to use it, and I know where it comes in handy sometimes, but I don't think it's a good one to necessarily use for directional entries or directional strategies, because you'll see here whenever price is like oversold, it still continues to drop lower. So I know it's a common indicator that a lot of people like to use, but it's not one that I necessarily recommend when applying it to certain assets. Maybe for Forex, it'll work better because it's more of a ranging asset. But for US30, it's such a directional asset that if price wants to continue pushing one direction, it'll just continue to push there like forever, especially if it's like on a bullish run or a bearish run. But I think the news thing is definitely going to be one of the ones that we have to pay attention to. All right, so price is still correcting back to the upside over here. We don't have the confirmation here yet, but we are waiting for it to confirm. The 5-minute here is starting to turn bullish, but it has not confirmed yet. The 10-minute here still hasn't confirmed either. Price is above the pivots, but trend meter down here is still red, and it's not really doing too much at the moment. Yeah, Maddie mentioned that sessions. Let me turn that on real quick. All right, it is currently at the Asia low right now. Then we have news coming up over here in 5 minutes. Yeah, Kevin also had some input on the RSI. So Kevin over here in the chat said RSI doesn't work on US30. It's too volatile, and not to mention that indicator sucks. The market makers know traders use that, so they know exactly where trades are placed, and it makes it too easy for them to stop you out. Yeah, no, and I've started to realize that early on too, Kevin. RSI was something that I like to use too, because when I first started trading, a lot of people used it, and it looked like it made sense until I realized that it's a good area to like identify manipulation, because when it's oversold or overbought, people are going to do one of two things, right? They're either going to buy or sell from those points, and And usually the market makers and institutions, they know that as well. Like, they've been studying the RSI way more than everyone else to basically outsmart the traders who use them. But I was thinking too, it is kind of interesting to see, because if you match it with like so like say for example here, if you match it with the volume, no, actually it doesn't really work like that. I was thinking about I was seeing if we could use volume with it, but right here it's overbought and it just keeps going higher and higher and higher. So yeah, it does not work at all. Yeah, I don't recommend it. It might work in conjunction with other strategies, but it doesn't really work necessarily for all assets, especially not for US30. Yeah, C-Soup mentioned also in the chat, RSI is an oscillating indicator. If it's a directional asset, it'll report a lagging upwards or downwards within the movement. That's how you use it, but you cannot use it like we use with the Kodi indicators. Yeah, because the indicators that I've created, guys, they're more fat. They're a lot faster. They're not as laggy as compared to other indicators that people use. That's why I had to create my own indicators. Like, for example, if you look up any momentum indicators online, you're not going to see anything that's as close to mine, because mine's the code that I use, or the logic that I use for this indicator is a mix between a lot of different points. They're not necessarily one thing. Like, they're not moving average crossovers, or they're not RSI, or they're not MACD. They're like a combination of like everything that I look for in the market. So yeah, it's good to look at it as a laggy indicator, but not necessarily like for entries. Yeah, exactly. CT said RSI works for US30 in conjunction with something else like divergence, which is not what we do. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. Good input, everybody. Thanks for the input on the RSI. I haven't used that indicator since I first started trading, so it's been like years since I ever played around with it. There is use for it though, so don't get me wrong. There is use for the RSI. It's just not very useful because it's so laggy. It doesn't give update until like way after the candle is closed. All right, we got news right here, guys. Let's see if price ends up correcting back down or if it continues to push up higher. We got news in about 30 seconds. Yeah, Brock said time to let the price dive or skyrocket. Yeah, we'll see what happens here, guys. So got news coming up here, high impact news. Yeah, 15 seconds. Let's see if this really pushes price around. I really just need a confirmation. All right, damn, look at this candle. This candle's crazy. It dropped like 500 pips and then now it spiked right back up. Let me measure it real quick, see how much did this. Yeah, huge news candle right here, guys. Yeah, it's 1,000 pips up right now. Not necessarily something I'd gamble on. Not worth the risk. All right, clean that up right there. This is the news candle, guys. You see how messy this candle is. Huge wick on both sides. All right, price is still bouncing around this area. So if this is the case here, you can see that the 10-minute is starting to be bullish, right? So what we're looking for at this point now that price is pushed up and it's starting to shift to the upside, we're looking for price to continue pushing up and retracement. So you guys already know what the pattern looks like, right? I'll mark it up for you guys here with the path. So we had the bullish push here. We're looking for that retracement, basically retracement sell signal. And we want to catch that correction back to the upside. So push to the upside, retracement, and continuation. Once we get to continuation, this is where we'll be looking to make our entry for a buy. All right. All right, so we'll see where this ends up going, but we are looking for buys here, it looks like. Actually, we don't have the confirmation yet. We still need this 10-minute here to close with the buy signal. So until this here closes, we don't have confirmation of momentum. We have the confirmation of trend slightly. So we have a slight confirmation of trend, but we don't have a confirmation of momentum yet. So just got to wait for this to continue to confirm. I mean, this is kind of typical for a Friday, especially a heavy news day Friday. Let me check the calendar real quick. I think that's all the news for today. We have news at 8 o'clock, but we won't be trading at 8 o'clock, so it's not a huge deal. But yeah. So we had the Michigan 5-year inflation expectations and Michigan inflation expectations and Michigan consumer sentiment. Let me refresh it real quick. All right, so the news this morning or just now was positive for the high impact, negative for the low impact, and then positive for the other news events. We have another news event at 8 o'clock, but it's not really going to be relevant to us because we'll be done trading by then. But yeah, I mean, that's about it for right now. See some profits over here from Patricia. Patricia locked in a 3,030 off her first account. Nice work right there, Patricia. And then she locked in 1,415 on this account, all wins. Nice work. Patricia caught that push to the upside. Let's see, Jack over here said, hello, solid profits for today. Jack over here locked in a total profit of 4,729 for the day. Nice work, Jack. Yeah, solid moves right there. So it looks like a lot of you guys here are still taking trades off the analysis, even though I haven't taken any official trades yet. You guys are still doing pretty well so far. Let's see, Maddie over here. Maddie locked in a total of 361 for the day. Nice work, Maddie. And then he locked in 476 on this account for the day. Great work, Maddie. Yeah, he said there's slippage going on. So you can see right here, he lost one trade here. Technically looks like it should have been a break even, but due to the slippage there, you unfortunately got caught in that. So just another thing I want to mention the group, guys. So if you guys remember Vincent's been in the group for like a couple of years now. Actually, he's been in the group since the very beginning. So Vincent actually joined K2 when I first started the group. So he's been trading with us here and with me specifically for like about 5 years now. So, you know, big congrats to Vincent over here. Vincent, he finally passed his FTMO. He basically, you know, used the knowledge he learned here, and then he passed his FTMO. On his first month and on his funded account, he actually made the top traders list here on FTMO. So he was number 9 on the top traders list. He got 15% profit, which is really good. I typically don't get on this list because I'm on a bigger account and I take smaller trades. So like my gains are like, you know, a 0.5% or like 0.75%. So I have to win like 15 or 20 trades to get on this list, which typically doesn't happen per month. So I'm typically not on this list because my profits are a lot smaller. I'm on a bigger account, more conservative. I take smaller trades, but it looks like Vincent over here, he was just on a roll, made 15%, and then he got ranked on FTMO's, you know, top traders. So big congrats to Vincent there. And Madhu as well. Madhu sent me his account here, and Madhu passed his basically his second challenge, I believe, somewhere over here. Yeah, Madhu passed the second challenge right here. So he's on his way to getting 2 funded accounts. You know, I'm glad to see a lot of success from you guys here. A lot of you guys who had a lot of issues trading are finally finding that consistency. It's just really being consistent. You know, a lot of people who I've talked to, you know, just by looking at your metrics, guys, you guys can tell whether you're being consistent or if you're getting lucky. Like if you just have like 1 or 2 days a week where you guys are doing well, but then you're losing every other day, you know, that's not consistency. It's just getting lucky on those days. So what I do recommend is to, like, if you guys are looking at your FTMO metrics, make sure to focus on like what you're doing on a daily basis, not necessarily focusing on the good and then ignoring the bad, because that's what typically what happens with a lot of people. Hey, Sarah, how's it going? Yeah, there's nothing going on here, guys, on the market. We do have a bullish trend here, but we don't have the bullish confirmation of momentum here on the 10 yet. So you can see right here, it's currently pending. We need this buy signal here to actually close. So once this buy signal right here closes on the 10, this is going to confirm momentum, and then we'll have a confirmation of overall trend and momentum on all the time frames. So right here, obviously everything is starting to trend to the upside, right? Price is above the pivots on the 1, 5, and 10, and then also the pivots are also angling up across the board. Trend meter is green on the 5 minute and 1 minute. It's not green on the 10 minute yet, but it's going to get there once price continues to push up higher. Hey, Gary, morning. Yeah, definitely, Brock. You've been around the same time as Vincent too. Yeah, no, it's a pretty big accomplishment, guys. So like, go through a hole for like a long time and then finally really kill it and then actually make it on top of the top traders board. I got to start my new FTMO accounts too. So if you guys remembered, I have to start brand new accounts with FTMO because I don't have access to my email on that account. And I never know when I get payouts. Typically, when you get a payout through FTMO, they send you an email, but I never get those emails anymore because I don't have access to that specific email. And unfortunately, they don't let you change your email within the system. So I think sometime this year, I was just waiting for the market to smoothen out. I'm going to have to start new challenges for my FTMO, MFF, and TFF because none of them let you change your email on those platforms. Yeah, John said, as long as market is good when I start my challenge, I should probably do the same because my email for FTMO is my university email and I graduate next summer. Yeah, no, it sucks. It's kind of a weird thing because you wouldn't expect the email to be that big of a deal for them because they can just verify your personal information, but they do it for fraud purposes as well because they don't want you opening multiple accounts and then just copying them all to the same account. Because I actually did that. I tried to do that. I opened an account for like for my family, and then I ended up getting caught, and then all my accounts ended up getting violated. So they just do that to protect their their possibility of having to flag accounts. But it is kind of annoying. All right, guys. So there's no confirmation here yet. The 10 minute here never closed with that buy signal. It's 7:10 right now, so I'm hoping we get that buy signal sometime soon, or else it's going to be really difficult for us to look for any entries here. Looking over here for the momentum scalp failure, that's the first entry that we'll possibly have. In order to get that, we need a retracement momentum signal here on the 1 minute. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on my alerts over here so that we'll know what to look for when the alerts come up. But at the moment, we just don't have anything right now. Yeah, Maddie said variation hit. I think it's a V2, right, Maddie? V2 is the double body. So I think the double body would have been cool if like the volume here was above. Yes, that's correct, Zach. So there's different ways of applying the variation. So there's a variation continuation. That's probably the one that Maddie's referring to. The variation continuation is where you don't need a pending momentum, right? Do I have it on here? We have so many strategies that like, if you guys have been around for a while, you guys know all of them, but yeah, this is the one that Zach's referring to. Yeah, overall bias, confirm the high low, double body, there's a double body there. And then you would take in the direction of the trade. Yeah, so you're right, Zach. That would be an entry right there for a variation continuation. Not one that I would take, so I'm only looking at these 3 strategies, but yes, that would be a variation continuation right there that Maddie and Zach identified together. Dejan's asking, markets closed Monday, correct? Yeah, Monday's MLK day, guys. Don't make the same mistake I did and trade on that day and then end up violating all your accounts, because that happened to me like 2 years ago. If you guys remember, I traded on MLK day, which is a US holiday here. I traded because the market was moving. I didn't realize that the market was going to close like at 9 o'clock. So I was trading with you guys. And then I ended up getting stuck in the trade because I didn't realize the market was closing at like 9, because the market was open in the beginning. And this was like around the time when I started trading US30. So I wasn't familiar if like it was going to stay open like Forex, but I was trading on MLK day like 2 years ago with you guys on the live session, or I don't know if it was on the live, but I was trading with you guys. And then I ended up holding on to the position when the market closed. When the market closes on a holiday, it's considered a weekend hold, because whenever the market's closed for more than 2 hours, they consider that a weekend. So when I came back, I made profit on the account, but they ended up violating my my funded accounts because they said that I violated the weekend hold requirement. So I don't recommend trading on Monday, guys. I know the market will probably be moving a little bit, but I don't recommend trading on it, because if you guys forget to close your position before market closes, which I don't know if it's like 9 o'clock or 8:30, it'll be considered a weekend trade. So unless you have a swinging account, you can't hold trades over the weekend. And if you do, they'll violate your account and take it away. Like, it doesn't matter how consistent you've been, they'll still take your account away. Because I was pretty consistent at that point. But they said, you know, rules are rules. And they take it away. Yeah, Brock said he also realized that funded accounts can't trade news, but demo accounts can. Yeah, no, exactly. It's not worth the risk. I mean, and the volatility can be very low, so it's not really worth taking trades on that day anyways. All right, so we're still bullish over here with regard to the trend. The momentum here never closed on the 10, so we can't look for any momentum scalp variations or momentum scalps. We can look for momentum scalp failures, but we don't have a sell signal here yet. So basically, we're looking for a sell signal to come up here to provide the retracement, and then the continuation is where we'll be looking for possible buys moving forward. But there really isn't anything for us to take right now. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I was hoping I'd get at least one trade today on Friday, but it's not looking like we're going to get that anytime soon, because the market is just not providing any opportunities for us right now. Yeah, there's nothing for us to take right now. So yeah, if there's anything that you guys want me to cover, if there's anything that you guys want me to review, just, you know, feel free to put your questions in the chat. If there's any strategies that you're not familiar with and you want me to review it, just let me know. I know there's a lot of new people here, so, you know, my goal here is really to help you guys out, because there's nothing for me to take right now to begin with. If there was something for us to take, then, you know, I'd probably not take any questions, but right now there's just nothing for us to look at. Let me look on the higher time frames real quick. All right, so if you guys can see right here, I drew the circle. This is the area of correction. Price is finally back in this area of correction. At this point now, price will likely start to consolidate a bit before it ends up breaking out to the upside for a higher correction, or you know, swing right back below. So two different possibilities here, but not really anything here to go off just yet. The higher time frames here are still bullish. Obviously, you can see the 1 hour here is bullish, 30 minutes bullish. Looks like price will continue pushing up. I don't think it'll be a smooth move, though. It'll probably be you know, a rocky move to the upside, but looks like that will be the direction for today. 10 minutes still hasn't provided the buy signal. 5 minute here is still going alongside the let's see, 1 minute over here Still hasn't done anything either. So we're looking for the retracement here. Basically, we're looking for a sell signal to come up. It's going to provide retracement and a confirmation of retracement. And then from there, we can possibly look for momentum scalp failure. But with how price is overextended here for a buy, I'm probably going to hold off on taking this entry here for a momentum scalp failure because it might be considered a bit risky. And Kenny said it's also Friday the 13th. Yeah, exactly. All right, so we are going to have to wait for this here. See if there's anything else here for me to look at. Yeah, not really too much. All right, let's check the news real quick, see if there's anything else here to push price around, because it looks like the market is just going to consolidate a bit. Everything here is bearish though. So you can see across the board for all the indices, the Dow is down 21 points, S&P is down 12 points, NASDAQ's down 25 points, Russell 2K is down 7 points, and the VIX is down 2.39%. Some news here from JP Morgan. Basically, JP Morgan tops estimates for fourth quarter revenue, but says mild recession is now central case. Yeah, I mean, recession talk is still, it's still up there. But we'll see how this plays out. I'm expecting a lot of manipulation this year, as we're technically supposed to be going into a recession. You can check my FX book. There's no news until 8. Or actually, the news got removed. There was news here at 8 o'clock and it's no longer there. Then you go over to, yeah, so they removed the news. There was news supposed to come up here at 8 o'clock, but they removed it. So there's no more news for today. So I think market might be a little flat for the rest of the session, or for the rest of, the New York session in general. Because there's no more news today aside from this at 10 o'clock, which is a low impact. All right, so this here is technically the momentum scalp failure, guys. I mean, it's too late for me to enter. I'm probably gonna hold off on it. I'll mark it up for you guys though, if you guys do decide to take this trade. If anything, I'll watch it and then maybe I'll make a late entry, but it's just too close to entry point right now. I don't want to take it for a 2, and it looks like it's gonna hit 2. Yeah, it's just too late for me to make entry. How far is it from here? I wonder if the 1030 split would be better. Yeah, if you did 100 pips, it would have already hit TP. Yeah, that one already hit TP. This one over here is still technically running. So, see if it runs up. I was thinking about maybe if I could take it for a partial entry as it pushes up a little higher, and then maybe catch it for like the last 100 pips. But I'll probably hold off on it for now and see where it goes. Yeah, it's just the volatility is very low. But I think it'll probably hit. Let's see. Yeah. I'll watch and I'll see if I can maybe catch at least the last 100 pips of it push up. It's not really that much. Last 100 pips right there. This right here next to it will be another actually, we don't have a buy signal here on the, yeah, we don't have the buy signal here on the 10, so we can't even take it for a momentum scalp or a momentum scalp variation. The only possible entry that could have came up here on this would have been the momentum scalp failure because we don't have that buy signal yet. David is asking, so for momentum scalp failure, you don't need momentum, you don't need trend bias. You do need trend bias. That's the first requirement here. David. So if you look at the requirements here, the first requirement is trend. So you do need trend, but you don't need momentum. For the bottom two, for the variation and momentum scalp, you do need momentum, but not for the momentum scalp. Because the trend here is bullish. So you can see on the 10-minute price is above the pivots, trend meter is green, or it's not green yet, but the price is above the pivots and the pivots are angling to the upside. So the trend meter down here is laggy. It's going to always be laggy. But everything else here is bullish. So 5 minutes bullish trend, price above the pivots angling up. Same with the 10-minute over here, same thing, price above the pivots, pivots are angling up. And same with the 1 minute here. The only difference is the trend meter. You can see the trend meter here is green on the 1 minute. It's also green here on the 5 minute. It's just not green here on the 10-minute yet, but it is laggy. So eventually it will turn blue to green. And that'll just happen within a matter of time. Yeah, pivots are good enough because the pivots are faster. So they go hand in hand with each other. All right, guys, so I took this for a partial move right here. I just took the rest of the move, the 10 pips. As price pushed up right there, I entered the buy. As I mentioned, I caught the last little push right there, locking a total profit of 1,190 off that trade. Nice. Will took the same thing. So if you guys did what I did, this is basically what I measured here. I waited for price to come down a little bit. When it came up, I entered the buy and I took it just for 100 pips because I didn't want to overdo it. I probably could have overdone it and just got more, but I don't want to do that. And it ended up just going for a quick 100 pips right here at the end. So if you guys took it, great. If not, it's okay. I'll put a little update over here in the group for you guys because I was waiting for the entire move to pull out, but price was already in profit, so I couldn't enter for the full move. I had to enter it for a partial move right there. So this right here would be a momentum scalp failure, full TP. Just take a little screenshot of this, and then I will screenshot my profits. I'm hoping TFF did not screw me this time and they gave me the full profit, but I'm not going to count on it. Let me check my copier real quick. They weren't so bad. They still did cut me out on like maybe 100 to 200 bucks, but not horrible. So if you guys have profits, go ahead and post them up. We have a couple of people here. Rashida, she took the trade, locked in 462 for the day. Nice work, Rashida. We have Dejan over here, took it as well. Total profit of 795. Nice work, Dejan. Patricia over here took the trade as well, locked in a total profit of 5,020 for the day. Nice work, Patricia. All wins on her account. Solid. And then we've got Nelly over here. See, Nelly sent me this right here. Thanks, Nelly, for the little update. So yeah, just don't trade on Monday. That's my advice. All right, so let me just post this up right here real quick. Will over here with more profits, locking a total profit of 178. Nice work, Will. Full TP on that trade. And then Natasha over here as well, sent me her profits. Total profit on that same trade of 237 for the day. Nice work, Natasha. She let that one hit full TP as well. You can see the green strip right there. Nice work, Natasha. Yeah, mine finally hit the green strip too. So on my post, you'll see my full TP. Let me just take a screenshot of mine. I'll take a screenshot of the entire account. It's just easier this way. And then I'll take individual profits as well. We're still looking for a confirmation on the 10-minute for that buy momentum signal. So here are my profits across all my accounts. You can see I locked in 1,190 off my main account, 1,690 on my FT1 number 2. Some slippage in my favor. MFF number 1, 1,190. MFF number 2, same, 1,190. MFF number 3, 1,240. And then my TFF, 965. So I'm always expecting to get cut short on TFF. It doesn't come as a surprise to me anymore. And I just let it, I just deal with it. Back to the 10-minute over here, we still don't have that buy signal up yet. We have it pending right here, but it has not closed. We have about 3 minutes left on this candle. So once we have that confirmation, we can start looking for, more entries here. Unfortunately, we couldn't take the other entries here because you guys can see that there's actually multiple entries that came up here. So for one, the momentum scalp failure came up right there. This green candle next to it technically would have been a momentum scalp variation. So that would have been 2 TPs right there. And then the momentum scalp regular entry would have been right here with this buy signal. And that hit TP2. So it technically would have been 3 entries back to back right here for full TP. So instead of making just 250 pips, you could have made 750 pips because you would have had 1 entry right here. That would have hit your full TP right there. And then you would have had 1 more entry right next to it, this green candle, for another full TP there as well. So you would have had 3 back-to-back entries right there for the momentum scalp failure, momentum scalp variation, and momentum scalp. These all come in order. So typically you'll have this one first, this one will come up after, and this one will come up third. But unfortunately, we couldn't take all those entries because this is the only one that qualified our requirements. This one over here didn't because we don't have momentum in alignment just yet until the 10-minute here actually closes. So yeah, I mean, it's all good. It would have been nice to have 3 entries here and just, wrap up the day with like 3 back-to-back heavy wins, but it doesn't always play out like that. So, and the thing here is just to be disciplined, because yes, you could have taken the entries there, but being disciplined means that, when the requirements here don't meet, you just avoid the trade, even though you think it's going to win. So just discipline and consistency, it's perfectly that's all you really need. If you can do this every single day, you can lock in at least like 1 or 2 trades, and then, those profits will add up by the end of the week. So if there's any questions, guys, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, I just don't see anything here for us to look at the moment. 10-minute is still pending here with this buy signal. And even if we were to get that, we're going to have to look for a retracement here on the 1. But even if we do get the retracement here on the 1, another problem that would arise is that we're right at the sessions. So even if price comes back down, there is the area of manipulation up here. So, we don't trade around this area. These are called red flag areas because it's where a lot of manipulation happens. So if you guys are not familiar with the red flags, I'll put them back up down here. We basically don't trade where any of these horizontal lines are. So any lines that go left to right, we don't trade at any of these areas, because you can see that whenever price reaches these points, see where the manipulation happens, it kind of just bounces back and forth before it breaks out. Same with this down here, area of manipulation. So, all right, now that we have some downtime, I'm gonna go ahead and take a screenshot of my individual profits. If there's anything that you guys want to this guy, Gene Bond, says he's going in for a sell. Good luck with that sell. There's nothing that's indicating to take a sell here at all. The only way someone would take a sell here would be to gamble, right? Because they think price is going to come down. I don't think price is going to come down. Yeah, I'm not expecting that. Anyways, let me go ahead and take a screenshot of my profits. So if you guys have an analysis for a sell, then I mean, go ahead and take it, right? But if you're just calling out a random sell, but you have no analysis and you're just banking on this to come down, I don't think there's any analysis here that could provide for a sell, unless you're just looking at like highs or something like that. Let me check real quick. But I definitely don't see any sells here. So the only reason I could see someone looking for a possible sell is because they're identifying this as a resistance. But even at that, I don't think this would be a good confirmation because the volume here is very high. So I think this will continue pushing up probably a bit higher. I mean, yeah, I see your question, Alex. So Alex said, can you go over the trade you took, please? Yeah, I'll send it to you shortly. Or I'll go over it right now. Just let me take a screenshot of them real quick. And then I will review that trade that we just took. Yeah, no problem, Alex. I got you. So yeah, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. There's no entries available right now, so it's not like we're going to be missing anything. I'm just going to be going over questions that you guys have. And if I see something that comes up, then obviously I'll take it. But right now, we just don't have anything at the moment. We do have the buy signal on the 10-minute right now. So that's one good thing. We have a possible sell signal here. So if this closes, this will be another momentum scalp failure, the same strategy that we just took. However, it's going to be cutting into the sessions over here. So it's going to be obviously one of the red flags, which we can't be trading. So yeah, it's not going to be one of the entries that we plan on taking because it has to cut into the sessions right here and when to avoid trades when prices near sessions. So obviously we can't take the trade at this point. So just let me finish this real quick and then I will go over that strategy with you right now. Alex, so one more thing here. And then my TFF account. So TFF actually gave me the profit. So they actually did give me a 1,000, but due to the commissions and stuff, they only gave me 965, which makes sense. They do take a lot of commissions. Okay. So there's no entry there yet. This might be an entry, but again, it's going to be so close to the sessions right here that I don't think it's one that I plan on taking. No sell signal there. So still no entry for the momentum scalp failure. It's attempting to close that sell signal, but until it closes, there's no room for entry there just yet. Another possible entry here, but I don't like the way the candle is moving. The volume is like way too low. So it does not look like it's going to close again. It's going to just keep getting failure. Or it's going to disappear right when it gets to that point. Sorry, I just posted up my profits real quick. All right, so the sell signal actually finally closed on here. I missed the entry. See where it's at. I wasn't expecting the candle to close. So unfortunately, I missed the entry here. If you guys took it, it's running right now. So this is the same entry that we took, Alex. I'll just wait for this to play out. And once this is done playing out, I'll go over the previous one we took, but it's the same exact entry, same strategy as this one right here, momentum scalp failure. All right, everything's bullish too. So we might have a momentum scalp variation after it. Yeah, so I'm not in this position here, guys. Unfortunately, I missed it. I'm not going to take it for a late entry. If anything, I'll take the next one that comes up, the variation. But then again, it'll be too close to the sessions up here. Let's see if I can get the last push of it, but it's kind of too late for me to enter right here. Yeah, it's a little too late. See if it retraces down a little bit. See if I catch the last 100 pips. I keep missing the entire move, so I keep having to get like the last 100 pips of it. I haven't got in yet. Just looking for it to retrace a little better for like better entry. But if this closes above the pivots here, this will be another entry for a momentum scalp variation. So like these usually follow each other. It's momentum scalp failure, and then it's followed by momentum scalp variation, and then a momentum scalp after it. The thing with the momentum scalp variation is that we can start looking for these entries because we do have overall trend and overall momentum. Looking over here on the 10, it's bullish on the trend. It's also bullish on momentum. We have a buy signal here, buy signal here. So it all meets criteria. But yeah, I keep missing this move here. I think it'll blast right through probably. Trying to get the last just 100 pips of it at the end. And it looks like it's about to hit. Did it hit already? I think it might have hit already. Right there. If price closes above the pivots, though, it's going to be another entry too for but the only problem here is that it's going to be at the session. So we'll probably have to skip that one. So let's see where it's at. It already hit, guys. So I think if you guys are still in a position, probably pull out and profit, or if you want to hold on to it, I mean, you can. I think it'll keep pushing, but I think it's just a little risky where it's currently at because it's bouncing off the pivots right now. So yeah, Sisu caught it. Looks like a lot of you guys here. There you go. And then we have a pending buy signal there as well. So if you guys are still into it, looks like it's still going to close up a little higher. But this buy signal here still hasn't been confirmed yet. It's just too close to the session. So this isn't an area where you want to trade in. Because for example, if you get another entry above the pivots, you have to cut into the, so let me just put another chart up here. If you were to take another buy entry from there, your TP would have to go through the sessions. And that's going to be an area of manipulation. So you might get caught in, back and forth movement, retracement, etc. And it's just not a good area to be trading in. So this right here actually already hit TP for the momentum scalp failure. And I'll show you the explanation for the previous one too, Alex. It's the same exact entry though. Here, I'll just wait. I'll let it push up. Let it kind of blast through it. But here we go. We're basically waiting for this to close. If this closes above it, then it's probably going to provide another entry. But as I mentioned, it's not going to be one that we can really take because it's at the sessions right here. Not exactly the best area to be looking for, certain entries like that. Because it's going to fall within our red flags. We still got to stay within criteria, even though, we're comfortable with it. So there you go, full TP off that. I'm just going to take a quick screenshot of that entry so that you guys know which one it was. I took it for just the last 100 pips. So that last 100 pips I marked up here because I couldn't get price back to entry point. So what I had to do is I just ended up having to take the last push because I still wanted to make profit off it. So I locked in another 1,000 off that there, just partial movement, not the entire move, but partial movement. Same exact strategy. And then the other entry right here, which would be for the momentum scalp variation. You can see it's currently running in profit, but we can't take it because it's right at the sessions. Let me just screenshot my account here again. Dude. You guys are going to see my profits for, let me check real quick. My TFF didn't even take the trade. Or it did, but it gave me like barely anything. Let me show you guys real quick. And I can't tell you guys how much I hate TFF. Okay, look at my profits here. Huge difference, right? So my last this is my TFF account. I locked in 1,000. I just took this other trade over here, another trade that hit full TP. So now I'm at 2,000 on my FTMO, 2,600 on my other FTMO. My TFF went up by about $40. That's crazy. You guys see that? I'm gonna take a screenshot of it and you guys are gonna see. It barely went up at all. Unless my social trader just hasn't updated. Let me just let me check my actual TFF account. Let me see how much they gave me. You guys will see how much of a big difference it is between TFF and FTMO. and it just doesn't make any sense. TFF gave me $100. I'll show you guys right now. I'll show you all my accounts to show you that TFF is like, they're on something else, bro. I don't understand. How does that even happen? Okay, I'm going to show you real quick. I'm going to show you like how bad it is between these funding companies. This is why I only recommend FTMO compared to TFF. TFF, then maybe MFF after. But man, that's crazy. I locked in 1,100 on my FTMO number one, and I locked in $100 on my TFF. So 1,100 on my FTMO number one, a 960 off my FTMO number two. Like, I don't know how bad is their execution times, but it's got to be really bad to be off by like that much. I'm going to check the fees too. I don't think the fees are really. Yeah, locked in 700 on my MFF number one. MFF number two, locked in 710. And then my MFF number three, locked in 700. So basically, I was supposed to make between 700 and 1,000, but TFF gave me 100. And I'm going to check the commissions too, because there's no way the commissions could have been that high. Yeah, they charged me $30 commissions. All right. So this is why I'll never probably recommend you guys to do TFF. I'm only have one account with them. I'm not going to do any more with them because it's just not worth. I mean, at this point, I might as well have a personal account with the same amount that I have my TFF. Okay, so here are all my profits. All right. So again, all the entries here pretty much hit. The momentum scalp failure hit right here. And then this one right here would have been a momentum scalp variation. It was at the sessions though, so obviously I wouldn't take a trade. It's obvious red flag. But here's my profits. So here's my main account, right? I have the green strips because this is my main FTMO, locking 1,190 off the first one, 1,110 or 1,010 on the second trade, right? This is the trade that we just took. I locked in 1,010. Look at my TFF. I locked in 1,000 off the first trade and I locked in 100 on this one that I just took. And all my accounts here are different, like 1,000, 960, 700, 710, 700, and then this one, $100. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And their execution time is exactly the same: 3630, 3630, 3628. So this one may be 2 seconds earlier, but still, TFF executed at the same time as my MFFs here, and they still locked me in at $700. So these here still locked me in 700, and it just doesn't make sense because at this time right here, price was like way above here. So there's no reason it should have locked me out at like way below here. I don't know. I have no explanation as to like how this could even be possible. $100 compared to 1,000. They basically ripped me off $900 off my profit. All right. Anyways, it's all good. Profit's profit, and I'm just going to take it anyways as it is. I made 2,200 on my main account, 2,650 on this account, 1,890 on this account. I have 3 different MFFs. Second account, 1,900. My third account, 1,940, and then my TFF, 1,031. So basically $1,000 difference, if not more, off the accounts. Maddie over here, currently for the week, Maddie's up 3.8%. So he locked in 600 on 13th, which is today, I believe. Yeah, so 639 for today, 968 for yesterday, 307 from the day before, and 52 on Monday. So great consistency right there, Maddie. Looks like you took a lot of trades on yesterday. Like you took 20 trades, so maybe a little over trading on the 12th, but everything else looks fine. Maybe a little over trading today too, like in 8 trades. So, but I mean, it looks about normal because you can see the profit difference between the accounts. This one's 307. You took 4 trades. This one's 639, and then this one you took like double, if not triple, the amount of trades. And then you of course, you locked in more profit, but like not as much, right? Just a little bit. Yeah, Manny said TFF give you gas money. It's all good, bro. Yeah, I know. There's gonna be some days where you have inconsistencies like that, but like you guys can see from my account, I'm only taking like maybe 1 or 2 trades a day. So if you look at my metrics, it's all like 2 trades, 3 trades, because I only trade from 6:30 to 8, and that's about it. Okay, so let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. So let me scroll up real quick or scroll down. We have Ross over here. Ross with a total profit of 10,080 for the day. Nice work, Ross. All wins and no losses for the day. So great work right there from Ross. We got Anelli over here. Anelli's first trade on his new account, 525 for the day. Nice work, Anelli. Solid, yeah, every day. So Anelli took 1 trade, 525, basically maybe done for the day. So this is where you guys want to focus on. Look at your metrics and then see for every trading day your difference, right? How many trades you're taking. You want them to be pretty much consistent, like either 1 or 2 trades a day. And then you want to see positive profits, of course, but you want to make sure that you stay within that parameter. Rashida over here as well. She said got out early and got some slippage. It's all good. It happens, Rashida. So Rashida unfortunately got out early over here and then got caught in some slippage. She locked in 1,027 for the day, so it's still pretty good. So these here probably should have been wins, but she got caught in some slippage, which happens. But overall, she took another trade here and made it right back. So great work right there, Rashida. I gotta reopen Telegram. There's another entry here from Momentum Scalp, guys, but it's at the session, so no entry for us there. When I do take Momentum Scalps, guys, what I'm looking for here as well, and I just want to give you guys a little heads up, whenever I'm looking for entries, I want to make sure volume is above average, because typically when you line those up, it's usually going to be a for sure entry. So like, for example, right here, there was a Momentum Scalp variation on this candle, volume was above average, and this thing went straight to TP. So I think that's a good confluence to have there. It's not a requirement, but because you can see here, there's another entry here. It's below average, but it still pushes up. But I think it's a good confluence to have, especially if you're not like 100% sure about a trade. If you're 100% sure, then take the trade with no questions asked. But if you aren't for sure, then you want to make sure the volume here is above average, especially for the momentum scalps, because you're looking for that momentum push. Let's see what else we got here. We got Patrick over here. Patrick locked in all wins for the day, total profit of 3,029. Nice work, Patrick. Yeah, Patrick said all green strips to end the day and the week. Solid, Patrick, definitely. So Maria's asking if we're going to have a mentoring session Monday. Yes, we will be having a mentoring session on Monday. And Alex, I think you're still here, right? So I'll go over that previous entry with you real quick, and I'll show you, why we took that trade. So let me go over here real quick, and I will replay it to this one right here. So for that first entry that you asked about, we applied the momentum scout failure. So I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to delete these just for now. All right, so for this strategy right here, you want to confirm the overall trend on the 1 minute, 5 minute, and 10 minute, right? So looking at this here, price is above the pivots, trend meters green, pivots are angling up. That's going to confirm a bullish trend on the 1 minute. Looking over here on the 5 minute, you can see the same thing. Price is above the pivots, trend meters green, pivots are angling up. And lastly, here on the 10 minute, same exact thing, right? Price is above the pivots, trend meters green, and the pivots are angling up. So with that said, everything here is confirming a bullish trend, right? So for the first requirement, it's a bullish trend that's been met. Second requirement over here, you want to confirm a retracement momentum signal on the 1 minute. So since we have a bullish trend here, if you get an opposite momentum signal for a sell, this is just going to confirm that it's a retracement signal. It doesn't mean that this is a reversal. This means that it's a retracement. So for step one, it's bullish. So we're looking for buys. Step two, you want to confirm retracement. Right here is an opposite signal. So this is the retracement momentum signal. And for step 3, you want to confirm volume is below average. So looking at the volume bar right here, you can see that these bars, whenever they're below this blue line, this means that they're below average. If they're above it, that means they're above average. So with that said, we confirmed all the 3 requirements, and now you can enter on the close of the candle right here for a buy, since we're looking for a trade in the direction of trend. So you enter the buy right there. The only reason I was okay with taking this one was because it was away from the sessions, right? Entry would have been right here. TP would have hit before we got to the sessions above here. For me personally, I entered this trade late because as soon as it closed, price was already in profit, right? So what happened was I wanted to just catch the rest of the move here. So I only went for the rest of the 100 pips. So when price retraced down to this point, I made my entry and I'm like, okay, I'm going to enter it now late, and I'm just going to finish the move out because I can't catch the full move because it's already, I'm too late for that entry. So what happened was I entered it for a last late entry, and I just caught the last 100 pips right here at the end, or 10 points, depending on what you want to call it. So with that said, I entered right there, and that's where price pushed up and blasted right through my TP. So that's why I locked in 1,190 here. I was supposed to lock in 1,500, but because I got in late, I was only able to lock in 1,000, which was my profit for that specific trade. And then we took the same one again right after. So then right after, it happened again over here. Where's that sell signal? It happened again right here, but we couldn't take the trade, of course, because it was at the, wait, I'm not looking at the wrong one, right? Sorry, I think I might be looking at the wrong one, bro. I think it was this one over here. Yeah, my bad. It's the same entry though. I was looking for the second one, and this was the second one. So this was the one that we were actually referring to. So the same thing here happened. We have overall trend was bullish. This was a retracement signal. Volume here is below average. This was the trade that I actually took. Sorry, I got mixed up. So this one right here is the one that I actually took. So price kind of retraced down right there. I did the same thing. I was like, okay, I'm going to get like the last 100 pips because I missed the entire move. So basically when price came back right there, like when price got to this point, I'm like, all right, I'm going to take it for like just the last rest of the push there. So price was down here. I entered for this move, caught that push right there, and it blasted right through the TP. So this was the entry that I took. And I actually took this one too, but it was later on. Price pushed up there. And then the same exact strategy right here again. Price retraced down. Overall trend is bullish, retracement, below average volume. And then it blasted right through it. So I actually took both of these right here. But I took both of them for a partial entry because I got in late. So that's why I locked in, only 1,000. It's supposed to be 1,500 each. So I'd have been at 3,000 for the day, but I'll take this. I'm fine with it. Yeah, no problem, Alex. All right, Van Harwig, we'll see you here on Monday. Rashida said failure just hit, but by the sessions. Yeah, unfortunately, it's too close. And it's getting close to 8 too, so it's not necessarily a time I want to trade in. But yeah, another failure again right there. There's a lot of entries that are coming up, but they're right at the failure right here. There's actually 3 entries again right there, Rashida. So there was one of the same strategy, momentum scout failure. So that already hit TP. And then the candle right here, right next to it, this green one. This is a momentum scout variation. It's still technically running. And then right after that, we have another momentum scalp entry. So momentum scout or momentum scout failure, momentum scout variation right here, and then another momentum scalp right here. So basically like 3 back-to-back entries right here, and they're still running up. But it's right at the session, so obviously not one that we would take. So let's see, Barack over here posted some profits. So Barack over here, he said account number 1 of his summary, still recovering from Tuesday and Wednesday, had to tone it down a bit. Yeah, you can see right here, the over trading really took advantage of Barack's account, unfortunately, but it's okay. The good thing here is that you Damn, you took a crazy amount of lots right here, Barack. So this was a gambling day for Barack. And you know, the only way to get better, guys, is if you can like really come to the realization that you overtraded, right? Because you won't really know if you overtraded unless you actually look at your metrics. So Barack over here, you can see on Monday, he took 2 trades, locked in 862. That was nice. Solid. That's how you should be trading. On Tuesday, this dude took 43 trades. He took 1,758 lots. That's crazy. So you must have just like entered and exited a bunch of trades and you just kept winning and losing back and forth. But the good thing here is that you kind of like, you understand that you have a problem, right? It's over trading. Right here was a little better. You took 7 trades, but you can see the profit difference, right? So right here, you only took 2 trades and you're basically at 1,000. And over here, you still kind of over traded a little bit. You took 7 trades and you still only made about 1,000. Right here, again, you over traded yesterday. You took 32 trades. You only made 1,400. And then today, it looks like you did a little better, but it still looks like you're over trading quite a bit, Brock. So I think that's kind of what you need to work on. But you are getting better. So you kind of went from a good day right here on Monday, you made good profit. And then here you over traded and you lost, quite a bit. Here you kind of like settled down a little bit, but then you over traded again yesterday. So I think that's the thing that you need to work on. Just focus on quality trades, because you took quality trades on Monday. You took only 2 trades for 70 lots and you made just the same, like basically the same amount as you would have on Wednesday. So maybe if you can cut it down a bit and just focus on like better, higher quality entries, you'll find a lot better consistency. But you're doing well, Brock. So I'm glad to see that you recovered from these 2. Yeah, man, looks like you were just hitting buy and sell on everything. But it's all good. I mean, I'm glad that you recovered, because this would have been a big hole to get out of. And I'm assuming that's why you overtraded this day, because you felt that you needed to make this back. But it's all good. So pretty solid right there, Barack. Let me see if there's anything here. CSUK over here with a total profit of 7,233 for the day. Nice work, CSUK. CSUK again right here. He's done for the day, locked in 12,894. So great work right there, CSUK. CSUK again over here. He's now up 14,644 for the day. Great work, CSUK. And this is mostly from your Forex trades too. And then lastly, another one here from CSUK, now 15,194. Yeah, CSUK's on fire for the day. And I think that's about it. Yeah, Kip said, I don't know what kind of poverty-stricken life you're living, but how can you get by on only 1,500 per account per day? At 4 days a week, 48 weeks a year, that's only 288K per year per account. Yeah, guys. So, Kip kind of just broke it down for you guys here. Like, if you guys can find consistency and just lock in like maybe 1 or 2 trades where you're locking in about 1,000 per account, you can make, well over 6 figures if you really wanted to. That's why I'm very conservative with my trades, because I don't necessarily feel like I need to force, 100 trades a day and then risk blowing my account. I just take proper risk. I take 1 or 2 trades a day and then I'm pretty much good. Because like, for example, here for my accounts, if you add all this stuff up, so if you add up my first account, 2,200, plus my second account, 2,650, plus my third account, 1,890, plus my third account, 1,900, plus my other account, 1,940, plus my TFF over here, that kind of screwed me over, 1,031. Total profit of 11,000. And that's just for today across all my accounts. So yeah, once you guys find consistency, you can start doing what I'm doing. Like realistically, if you can do it on 1 account, you can do it on multiple accounts. It's just finding that consistency. I think that's a problem with majority of people. It's just being consistent and disciplined with your entries. Justin over here just posted his profits as well, locked in a total profit of 1,464 for the day. Nice work, Justin. Looks like you had 1 trade over there that might have hit some slippage. This is all good. It happens. You basically have all wins. And then his second account over here, locking a total profit of 932. Yeah, solid. So Justin said, trying to get out of the hole. I'm happy with today's profits. Yeah, definitely. I'd be too. So nice work, Justin. And I'll see you back here on Monday. Let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Zach over here said, how do I get YM1? My charts are different. According to this, price wasn't at sessions. Volume is weird. Yeah, you have to. So Zach, to get YM, I don't know if you're here on the live session. Are you? I think you are. So Zach, to get YM, you have to change the symbol. So you just type in YM. And it's right there. It's the first one. So that's how you get YM on your chart. The thing with YML is you have to pay for it. So this data is directly from the exchange. This is why I have the best data here, and the data works well because I'm trading with the data directly from the exchange. That's why you'll see here my volume is actually accurate. The movement here is accurate. There's not really any data gaps. Looking over here on Zach's, you can see his is okay, but it's not the best, right? The sessions are a little different. Pricing is a little different. His volume here is not really accurate. It's a bit off. So I don't think you can use volume on regular brokers. But yeah, to get YM, to pay for it under your trading view billing settings, or else delayed. Pictures. All right, so I answered that question right there. All right, Rashid, have a great weekend. We'll see you here on Monday. Patrick said, love less trading, better for my mental and frees up your day to enjoy life. Yeah, exactly, Patrick. That's why I started only trading between 6:30 and 8 because, I didn't want to be on the charts all day. That's like the worst feeling. If you guys are on the charts all day and then you end up blowing all your profits from this morning. It's the same thing that happens with a lot of people. You trade live with me in the morning, you make a lot of profits, and then you trade at night and you lose all your profits. So in order to prevent that, just stop trading at night, right? Just trade in the morning with me, and then you should be fine. Let me see if there's any other questions here. If you guys asked any questions and it has not been covered, just let me know, and then I will review whatever you guys need help with. So let me scroll up real quick. Question from Charles. So Charles said, how do you execute on all your accounts? I use Social Trader Tools. That's the tool that I'm using. You just put in your MT4 login, and then you turn on your copier, and then whatever this main account does. So this is my main account over here, the top one, right? This is my main account. Whatever this account does, all of these accounts copy. So if I open a trade, they all open a trade. If I close a trade, they all close a trade. It just copies to all my other accounts. Kevin said he's the king of over trading. Yeah, no, you do trade a lot, but your trades actually hit. So that's a good thing. Yeah, Kevin said it'll probably come back down briefly for a quick pullback. Yeah, so there is a lot of resistance here, and it's right at the sessions. So not exactly an area for me to want to enter any trades. Barack said, Sean, you'd easily beat MFF. Easy had you opened a trading firm, just saying. TFF. Oh, TFF. Yeah, no, eventually. We do have talks of that happening, in the near future, but we'll see where that ends up. We got to do some test pilots first and see if that's something that we want to go into. But yeah, it's definitely on the radar. Yeah, no problem, Charles. It's just a tool that you can use for a copier. It's useful when you have multiple accounts, especially FTMO and other funding companies that allow copiers. Yeah, Kevin said he definitely overtrades, takes hundreds of trades a day between all of his accounts, but he has a 95% win rate and he hits his goal every day. So it works for him. Yeah, and he treats trading like a job, exactly what I do too. So when I'm trading from 6:30 to 8, I'm all business, right? I'm all about trading. And then after that, I can do whatever I want. Exactly. Yeah, Kevin said, but he loves trading and figuring out how to beat the market. Same here. It's like a little game to us, right? It's like solving a new puzzle every day. Which is also beneficial. Patrick said, yeah, people don't realize that trading can be a part-time job with a full-time profits with consistency. Yeah, I mean, if you guys can focus every day from 6:30 to 8, like this is literally the only time I trade with you guys. If you can just focus for an hour, take even just one of my trades that I take, I mean, you're pretty much good. That's pretty much all you need. But yeah, guys, it's 8:06 right now, so it's way past our live trading time. Obviously not looking to take any more trades, so I'm going to clean this up right here. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, we'll be wrapping up this trading week on a good note. Pretty good amount of wins today, and the consistency was just on point. So we had a bit of a choppy week, Wednesday, Thursday, and then it picked back up today. So Monday was great, Tuesday was all right, Wednesday was choppy, yesterday was super choppy, and then today was okay too. So 3 out of the 5 days were okay. Just keep in mind that next week is a holiday week, guys. So let me pull up the calendar real quick. No trading tomorrow. We will have the mentoring session, but no trading. Got a lot of news coming up next week, a lot of inflation news, Fed week. I think next week is Fed week, right? We have PPI, core PPI, retail sales, unemployment claims. We have a good amount of news next week. I think next week is considered Fed week. Yeah, there's a Fed speaker pretty much every day. So next week is Fed week, third week of each month, Fed week. So we might see some crazy movements, but I mean, that might be beneficial for us with these scalps. So, all right, guys, other than that, I think that's about it. If you guys have any more profits, feel free to post them in. Ross over here just posted some more. Nice work, Ross. So Ross has had an unbelievable day, like literally all wins, total profit of 13,930 for the day. Nice work, Ross. Really killed it today. Yeah, guys, so you guys did pretty good. I still got to copy these over to the other groups. I don't even know if I saved it to my own profits for the day, but I'll check that shortly. But yeah, guys, I don't see any other questions, so I think we'll wrap this up for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email me, Sean@KodiKaiTrades.com. Otherwise, you guys can always message me on Telegram at KodiKaiTrades. If you guys are new here and you guys want access to pretty much everything that you've seen here, if you guys want access to the indicators so that you guys can apply the strategies on your own time, you guys can get it on the website. Just go to KodiKaiTrades.com, click on unlock your free access. This will give you access to pretty much, it'll show you all the options that we have available here. If you want access to the indicators, you click on this. If you want access just to the Zoom, click on this. If you want the free intro course, click on this right here. And you can pretty much watch the video, see if it's for you. If you guys don't want to pay for anything and you're done with the intro course, just go to the YouTube channel. I think the best way to learn what I'm doing here, guys, and to really mimic what I'm doing here every single day is to pretty much review all of the most recent live sessions, right? Because I do the same thing every day. If you go to the channel here, just go to the top, there's a subscribe button, click on subscribe and turn on notifications. I go live about 1 to 3 times a day. So whenever I go live, if you want to just sit in and watch my live sessions, whether it's a mentoring session, a live trading session, some review, you guys will get an email from YouTube telling you like, hey, Sean's going live. Here's the link. If you really wanted to just, sit in on it and learn what I'm doing here, because I do the same thing every day. So there's really no guesswork. But yeah, I think other than that, guys, that's about it. I'll round up the profits at the end of the day and I'll post them up with our daily video. So for the day, I locked in some pretty good profits, total profit of 11,611 across all my accounts. And I'm pretty satisfied with this week so far. Closed out the week in the green or the blue, whatever you want to call it. And it was pretty solid. So other than that, guys, have a great weekend. Be safe. It's a long holiday weekend, so no trading on Monday, but I will be around. So if you guys have questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys back.